First and foremost, new headphones. I needed better ones, man. The other ones had crappy sound quality. Second of all, I just wanted to quickly say, guys, please be patient. I hear so much crazy negativity right now about the new chapter and how hard it is in the story. I have work today, so I wanted to get this video out first to spread some sunshine into the community a little bit. But I just want to quickly address it, guys. Be patient. The content just came out. You shouldn't necessarily beat new content that they're putting into the game as soon as it comes out. Yes, it is hard. I'm struggling. I'm still on chapter 11-7. Still working hard. I'm still trying to think of comps myself. I think that people really need to take some time to figure out strategy. You know, when I say figure out some strategies, I'm literally talking about low investment experimentation. This doesn't take any stamina from you. This is not like the labyrinth. Try some different things. I was trying fucking Annie. I wanted to see if Annie and Bathory could nuke them before anything crazy happens. I was trying, as you guys saw, I tried the Banga family. I tried, which was really successful. Honestly, I think that that's really one of the best strategies that I tried. I'm trying different things to see how it would work. And obviously Annie with Baraka. So like Baraka just kind of DPSs everything really quickly with the high crit and stuff like that. I'm trying different things. I'm not going in there with my suggest and that should work. I know a lot of people have a lot of built units. I've seen people with accounts that are crazier than mine, but people are saying 11-4, which is weird because I just read a comment that someone said that 11-4 is the Bernavus stage, but that would be 11-7. But some, I guess people are stuck on this one. I don't know. Bernavus stage is actually not that crazy. It's just that I can't keep a consistent strategy on it. I need to invest in my units, and if it's not working out, just take a step back, come back at it the next day. I know there's rewards and everybody wants a lot of stuff. Guys, please just be patient. If you can't figure it out, wait until someone else figures it out, and I guarantee you, within a week's time, someone's gonna have 2, 3, 4, 5 different strategies across multiple YouTube channels, and they will tell you how to beat it. No one has that right now because no one wants to awaken, which I don't blame you. No one wants to enhance element. I don't want to do it. I don't want to use my resources and something not work out. I think everyone's on that same playing field. I feel like we're all there, but someone does have to do it. Someone has to see if awakening is the proper thing to do, which a lot of people think that that's the case. Some people are going to think, like myself, I think elemental enhance is more important than awakening. I actually don't know why people are suggesting for people to awaken. I don't think that that's necessary. Outside of obviously giving you the clear boost here, I don't feel like awakening is the ticket. What I do feel like it is if you can AoE, and this is how I'm gonna end this intro, but I feel like you can AoE guard break on a consistent basis. I think that that's way more important. I guess get their CP up or something like that, and maybe they will take less damage. But to have 5 characters, because Schmidt the Dick is taking one of your slots, I don't think that that's the viable strategy. Or technically 4 characters, sorry. I don't think that's the viable strategy. I think that breaking them on a consistent basis is way more beneficial to you than that. And that's what I've been finding. I just that my characters that break them on a consistent basis are weak. So I have to actually 6-star them. I have to give them gear and things of that nature. So that's it. That's my intro. And some of you guys might be thinking, oh, that you probably did that because you couldn't come up with a legitimate intro for Naomi. And you're right.
Nothing boosts morale more than the thrill of victory.
She's right. She's right. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Cash, and this video obviously has a ton of MFO, and I already spent so much time talking in the beginning that we're just gonna jump right into it. It's gonna be the first time that after the intro rolls that it's not a bunch of yabba. So boom, let's go straight into the base stats of Naomi. So as we can see here, and really another reason why I do want to cover her is because I think that this trio are specifically meant for the content. They literally do shut it down to a crazy degree. Her HP is 48 hundo, pretty much 49 hundo if you're looking at it. Defense is 1650, which is relatively high. I think that I like to always compare defense to, yeah, like his defense is actually relatively low. See 1037. I know it's because they're technically different types of tanks, the way that they he's more of an offensive tank, and I guess she's more of a defensive one. So let's see that. And who else do I usually like to go? Where's Uloom? I think Uloom has very high defense as well. Yeah, 1649. Very high base defense in this character. Mahar, I think, has the highest. No, he doesn't. But it's still pretty high up there. So like, these characters have high defense, and it's really good for her to have it because obviously we know her kit, but I have to explain it because I like to be transparent. Her hit is 99, which does suck. I don't know why. If I see it hit not 100, I'm expecting her to be dodged. Dodge is 90, critical hit is 50, block is 390, so she just has the same block. I think that is the highest block that you can start off with. Uloom block as well, it's like the same thing. Attack speed is pretty slow, and as you guys know, critical damage, block defense rate, and luck are exactly the same on every single character. So what do these base stats mean? I mean, like I just said, she can tank a lot of hits. Her HP, that's what I really should be comparing. How much HP does she have in comparison to Uloom? So she has less. He has 4878, or she, I don't really know. 4886. 4870. No, she has higher. Okay, so she has a higher, a little bit, not by much, but you know, every little point counts, you know. Every little point counts, especially if we were to incorporate someone like Garf, where I think his HP has to be higher. Let me just double check that. It's been a while. 4894. I haven't looked up command in a long time. Granted allies with lower maximum health than him. Yeah. So if you wanted to go that route, which a lot of people don't have Garf, either not that a lot of people do, or maybe they don't showcase him as much. But he would be a nice character to also have in this fiasco, because once we go into the skills,
boost morale more than the thrill of victory.
I love that quote actually. It's because it's 100% true. All right, let's go and check out the skills. And for some reason, I incorporate the skills of the character with their age. I don't know. I don't know. Age is 27, so that's pretty good. And I feel like, I mean, her design honestly is super cool. I think that yes, Dorka looks like cool as like a really weird, not weird, but like specialty character. She looks very, well, like, whoa, what the fuck? What did you pick up at the stove? It's like, oh, I went to go get salt and pepper, and you came back with paprika. Like, oh, maybe let's put that on everything. But her look is just if we're talking about salt and pepper, like you got some high grade salt and pepper. Like you got some. This salt was from the mountain, scraped from the highest mountains, and was purified in the waters of the lake, and then was sauteed. And like, it's just, this character just looks super cool. I mean, like, I was confused with this arm thing. I thought her arm was inside of here, and like she has some weird arm thing going on. I mean, she just has a weird hand thing going on, but I don't know, she just looks really cool. And I based on her voice also, I think that she really, like, the design is phenomenal. So let's go into the skill preview and let's look at the basic attack. I like it. One, I like how quick the new animations are. I find that some of the other animations are pretty slow until we go to look at Kylock, and then he was like, well, you know, fuck that. I do like how it is, because he puts out a thing and then shoots from it. It's almost very, if you guys know Avatar, earthbending. Earthbending, they would pop a rock up, and then once they pop the rock up, then they would hit, and then would shoot with it. So it was kind of like you would have to constantly keep stuff up. So she's conjuring something and then hitting, so it kind of reminds me of that. Meanwhile, fire was just like, you know, they would just, the fire's on their fist, it didn't matter. Water, they would have to pull it out, but earth was always like something from the ground. It was like a very strong movements. I think that, sorry, yo, if you're an Avatar fan, you know what I'm talking about. Yo, comment your favorite nation in the comment section below, because right now the Fire Nation is attacking this community. Yo, I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. I honestly, to my life, want to figure out everything for everyone, because that's what's causing the divide right now. If someone can come out with, oh, you can beat chapter 11 all with level 1s, oh my god, everyone would love it. I want to be the guy that figures out that crazy easy strat. You guys have no idea. Anyway, she has block 3, which is awesome. So she will provoke when someone on the team gets low on HP, which is all. Am I about to say it's awesome again? You guys have no idea how much editing I do to take out stupid, repetitive bullshit that I say. Now, it gives her a heal over time, which is cool about this, and then she heals 20% of her attack, which is I mean, it's cool that now they actually finally made it retroactive, like these type of things. So yes, if you had an attack buff, she's gonna heal more, but we know her attack is doo-doo, so it's gonna be a very small heal. She will gain mana, however, if her own HP is low, and then also she'll gain mana if her HP is high. So as long as you're not in the middle, which, you know, I find in this game that that's very hard to be. Usually something's gonna do a little bit of damage to you or a lot. So usually she's gonna gain at least 1 mana when block is triggered. Next up would be her lovely passive, which is Rigid Body. Becomes immune to damage from shared health if affected with Soul Bond. We just covered Dorka. I'll just skip around just because, yes, she has shared health. She puts it on all her allies and it lasts for 16 turns. But I can't showcase a Rigid Body because I do not have Dorka at the moment, so you'll have to believe me, but it's pretty much that passive damage that happens. So we'll show you. I'll show you. Anyway, Proof of Determination. It's just going to be a basic mana 2, does some decent damage, and that's really it. It's not really meant to be like some fantastical skill. Really cool animation. Boom. Mega titty. Shoot the milk. That's how I look at it. It's like, make a titty, shoot the milk. And that was another thing. I guess another, not a short tangent, but like, guys, the story is not just chapter 11. People are like, oh, this story sucks. Bro, it's the same like how chapter 1, and that's why all the enemies are the same. The story hasn't even involved these characters yet. So you guys, it's just one chapter. Like, I don't know. Millennial Light. Oh, you boomers. What is it? Yeah, boomers. And then there's the Coomers. Anyways, Millennial Light increases own health by 39%, and for 8 turns, buff increases her own defense by 38%, which is awesome. It allows her to tank more damage, and her defense is already relatively high. Now she also gives out the shared health on the skill. Also, skill looks pretty dope. Boom, boom. Electrified, and then all your homies get all the cool stuff. Very cool. Now, buff animations as an S3, in my opinion, are one of the hardest things to make cool, because like it's like you're pretty much just gonna give everyone a buff. So there's not gonna be an explosion. I mean, they could do an explosion. That one is probably the best you can do, like some type of lightning effect, like you conjured some type of magical thing and it hit the enemies and hit the allies, and it did some good benefits to you. So really cool stuff there. Now, how are you supposed to use her? Obviously, this skill is not that it's useless, but it's kind of useless. You don't really care too much about this. This is one of those, I have extra mana to spare, let me do it. But you technically, just like how Iris pretty much spams her S2, you're going to be spamming this pretty much when your health and defense buff are low on usage. So depending on how many characters are in the fight, like that are actually fighting, this might be something that you have to pretty much use every turn. If there's a lot of enemies, if the enemies and even allies obviously, but once the numbers of people goes down, you can then start spamming and using Proof of Determination. But it's only once, you know, you don't have to use this. This pretty much needs to be up at all times, especially if you have the Rigid Body. If you have the Rigid Body, you definitely want to keep that shared health up. The reason why is because shared health takes a, oh, we can just look at it in the lovely thing, but it takes a percentage of the damage. I could have swore back in the day it said that it took 30, but for some reason it doesn't say that anymore. Right here, some damage dealt to target is dealt to self instead. So the reason why this would be really good for the current state of the game is because you would actually be able to mitigate damage to your friends. So let's say it is 30%, let's say it's 50% or whatever like that. They're not taking that damage, and she's going to take it. Now, this is usually a liability, especially let's say if the character that is protected or shared health is broken or something of that nature, and they're taking double damage, and then now let's say they're taking a 10k hit. If it's 50%, you're taking 5,000 and you might die because of that. You have to be really careful when you're using a thing like shared health, like especially if it's an AoE hit. Now she's taking all that, like she's getting obliterated, and you're saying your allies need to survive more, which is really good, especially with revivers and slow play. I think that Dorka, Neomi, and Kylock are all about slow play. Damage, he heals over damage over times, and you know he has an AoE damage over time. Dorka has an AoE damage over time. It's all about, well, you're gonna die eventually and I'm not. And that's, if you notice, a lot of the meta units right now, if we're talking PvP, they are not about slow play. They're all about, let me do all my shit in one big bang and I hope that it works. And I think that even Valentina is about slow play, like to sit there and be like, well, you can't gain mana and now you can't defend yourself with a game based on mana, so now you can't defend yourself. But it is cool that you do remember that Dorka will be healing. So if they take damage, what's really cool about the beauty of turn order is that this type of stuff, the soul bond and healing and stuff like that, is going to make turn order really important. When she's healing everyone AoE on a regular basis, Like they keep getting heals. As you guys know with Barnabas, a character that heals every turn, he's healing a ridiculous amount of HP though, to be fair. But it's very strong. It's very strong, and you have to find a way to shut that stupid thing off. But these are marks. There's no way to currently take marks off of allies, and there's no way to take them off of enemies at the moment. So this might change as the feature goes on, but as of right now, the fact that they're getting 30% of their mixing health every turn, which means obviously the allies' turn. So if you're manipulating that in any way, shape, or form, like with FC Lepin, most of my success in chapter 11 is because of FC Lepin. She's like so good with manipulating turns, and there's no other character currently in the game that does turn manipulation. Another awesome mechanic that's in the game. When you have someone that is healing per turn, then guess what? That's like ridiculous. Like it's ridiculous, and you might not be able to kill characters because these characters are taking multiple turns, and then you have Annie giving out damage immunity per round. So like now there's a character you can't hit. Really cool dynamics that they're adding into the game. I do like the balance of certain things. I know that that's a intention right now, like for people even to admit that they like balance right now, because a lot of stuff seems like it's not balanced. Honestly, the biggest murder to chapter 11 is this. This is, if there's anything I'm going to speak out against, is the formation thing and him being in the party. Xeon was not required or anything like that to be in the story on any of the chapters. Neither was Iris, or you have to use Gale, he's here. It's like, oh, you have to use Sybil, she's here. Like, they never did that. I think this is a terrible decision. I just want to showcase shared health just a slight bit, just so I can make my point a little bit better on how strongly she would fit, especially with Dorka.
Sometimes you have to do things you don't like, especially if you're a leader.
Yo, Neo, that's why me and Naomi click, bro. Sometimes you gotta do things you don't like, especially if you're a leader. I resonate with that as a whole, bro. All right, so here we go. We're gonna get the shared health going. She might die like within the first hit because but you'll see like this. She's gonna take a certain amount of the damage. You guys, it's not like I don't think that you guys know how this works. It's just now we get to see what it looks like. Oh, that's actually bad. It should show the enemy, the allies, just the same way like the enemies are shown. Like even if you do a back row hit skill, like usually they show the other enemies, they just don't show them taking damage. Very interesting design choice they had there. All right, so they're about to get a turn. Please swing at me, bro. Come at thine, bro. So as you saw, he took I think Uloom took like 22 damage or something like that. 2200, right? And then she ended up looking like she took like 300 of that damage or something. Basically, she took some of the damage to help her survive. Her Tranquil did not get proc there, and then her block came in as well, and then my Lepin healed whoever was the lowest. You know, that's how it works. So really good as far as like if there was Dorka, right? Obviously Dorka would have changed for one of these characters. She wouldn't have taken that damage at all. She would have been able to keep absorbing the damage for everyone in the party, and also Dorka would then be starting to heal her back up. And you know, that's kind of where that comes from, and it's honestly really good because now the Tranquils are still intact. The fantasy of these characters is that your opponent is trying to put you away. They're trying to do some big grand gesture. They're trying to do some big move, and you just stop it in its tracks. You stop it in its tracks. That's why she increases her defense as well, because you know she's taking that damage, and you saw she mitigated it by a decent amount, especially for a character as we know that I'm not invested in. She's level 1, so I thought that she might have died in the first hit. She took that very well. And this is what I was saying before. Now that it is, let's see, turn, you got to look at your buffs. You have to be careful. So my provoke is going, my max health, my defense is going in 1 turn. So pretty much I'm going to end my turn. So I pretty much have to keep this up. I got to keep doing this buff until there's less enemies and stuff like that. That's her role. And in this formation specifically, she's always going to be able to have that mana because there's 3 in the back row. Though she's not back row, I know that. Just so it would be the formation with 3 in the front. If you're PvPing, she has to be in the front. So it would be 3 in the front, 2 in the back. So people don't like that formation. I think most people like to run 2 in the front, 3 in the back, and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. Oh, and one little tip that I wanted to give out as well, if you guys are really struggling with this and you do have Uloom, the Uloom battery combo, I just wanted to say that it would really benefit you. Get at least, I think it would be +2 Guardian Break, and you're gonna see it right here. I'm gonna show you guys is that if you do that, the 3 that gets broken will be the other element. So in this case for these, because I think the 3 is the highest that I've seen so far. So just for example, right now, right? it's gonna take one machine in general, right? And that's it, class. Hope you guys had a good time. If you look at the guy that I have to target, which is this guy here, I'm gonna do the AoE, of course, and I think his thing is fully out too. So what's gonna happen is that it's gonna take one machine. I feel like it's random, right? It's gonna take 3 random stones, right? But if I were to take these out, you'll notice that it's at least one is gonna take out, and there's gonna be 4 obviously missing. So if you have the elemental enhance, you actually would be able to take out possibly every single thing if they have machine on them, right? So same thing with these. If you have enough of the green, when you do the green, you take that out. So let's see that. I just want to kind of showcase that because I do believe that this is the best way to do it. You know, I'm not a fan of Bathory, but so you see this? How it's random. So like it took off 1 here, it took off the 3 here. It took off the 1 here, and it took off these 3. Now, if you were to have, I think all you need is +2 elemental enhance. And again, I'm not saying that that's easy to get or anything of that nature. But if you were at +2, then these guys will actually have been broken off that 1 skill. And I think that that's really, really important because I think the reason why people are failing this and why they even suggest for you to break 30 times is because of you do need to be breaking on a consistent basis. Almost like every 2 turns, 2-3 turns, there should be a break. That's what they're kind of trying to tell you. And I also wanted to just mention real quickly that with, even though Neomi is literally level 1, she's not only tanking the fuck out of all of this, and she's keeping everyone alive. I've had a lot of struggles trying to keep my characters alive while testing different comps, and she's doing a phenomenal job. I'm actually haven't even been brought to Tranquil. Meanwhile, all my other strategies that I tried, all throughout the night that I was telling you guys, I was losing my fucking mind because all of a sudden one character gets popped off or something like that. Right now they seem to not be able to do that because of shared health. So that's obviously not just specifically her, but well, actually it is, because her shared health gives her defense, so she can, her version of it keeps her alive. Luke and Degas don't get defense when they do that, but they're possibly easier to build because they're legendary, so you might have an easier time there. But it's been a brawl. It's been dramatically easier, I'll tell you guys that. Please don't be mad at me. I forgot to do the gear sets. I know I'm a terrible person. I mean, there's only 2 sets, but I just really wanted to quickly go over them instead of just putting a text prompt on there. Is that I'm only gonna believe in blue and red. The reason why I believe in blue and red is because she already has high block. So if you increase the block even further, that's gonna be really, really good for you. But the reason why I believe in red, if I can even find a red in here, I probably can't. The reason why I believe in red is because it does total damage reduction. So I don't know if your shared health, like obviously if you're not using Dorka in your comp, so this is for my non-Dorka people, my non-Dorka people, I would think that maybe this might interest you because it's going to reduce that damage. As you saw, Uloom took 2,000 damage, she took 300, and then this would reduce that damage even further. And I think that that's really important because this is about, like I said, total damage reduction. Any damage that they're going to take is just going to be reduced significantly. Another thing I could mention is the light barrier, but then again, you'll have that issue going against Iris. I don't know if you want to make a PvE set and then not be able to use them in PvP, so that is up to you. But also a barrier every turn, every time she gets a turn, will be nice and good, and it will mitigate the damage that she's taking to her actual health as well. So all up to you guys. Bro, I'm not even like, this is, if I actually had her built, holy shit, this was easy. Her ability to just negate like neutralize a lot of the damage is insane. Like I've never been in stage 3 with Tranquil on my Uloom. Never. Never. Not, I still have 3 Tranquils. Never. I usually have Lepin reviving her ass off. Never. This character is level 1 and she's mitigating so much damage. It's absolutely stupid. It's actually stupid.
No, even the smallest victory is a victory. Enjoy it.
And as she just said, I completely agree. To me, it's actually phenomenal to see how well she actually does, and how it's not specifically just her, but to see how effective shared health is, and what happens when you mitigate some more damage. It makes me even want to try out defense buffs as well. Man, it's actually really close. It just fell apart because she's level 1, so she just keeps dying over and over and over again. and she can't actually hold her own. But if she was actually invested, she actually might do way better than I thought. And if I had Dorka in there, I would at least be healing up my team on my allies' turns. So, if you have any character that's you're trying to use in Chapter 11, needs to have green enhance. That's the only thing like I said, that I think is important. Anything else is subjective, like using this over that. But being able to break green on a consistent basis very quickly seems to be the most logical thing that you can do. But what's also logical, if you guys buy the merch, I mean, how many times do I gotta tell you guys? Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Of course, let me know what you guys think of this character. YFOs in the comment section. Do you guys think this character is good? Do you think that she's worth it without Dorka? Now, I would say that not really. Oh, at least I would have said not really before I actually just used her. I actually think that even without Dorka, she's pretty good, but you do need someone to heal her back up. If she's not going to do it on her own, she needs someone else to heal her back up. Again, for the 18th time, hope you guys enjoyed it. And just remember that every day at the casino is your lucky day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.